Welcome to the Run Your Day podcast, where our goal is to expand your focus and perspective on life. This is your daily dose of motivation, mindfulness, and so much more. And now, here to help you take your day back, your host, Dan Hafner.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome into another episode of the Run Your Day podcast. As always, Dan Hafner joining you here. It is another Monday morning, my favorite day of the week, if I haven't told you that already. Super excited to come here with another episode for you guys. Today's topic is this. It's easy to quit. As always, thank you all for joining. Sit back, relax, and enjoy today's episode. All right, so my friends, I'm going to talk a little bit today about the concept of quitting. Now, regardless of what you're doing, what you're chasing after, it is very easy to quit, right? Quitting is the easy way out. Whether you're trying to lose weight, whether you're trying to further your career, start a business, find a relationship, mend a relationship, do whatever. It's easy to quit. Like, keep the act of just moving on and going is difficult, right? And it doesn't get any easier the further you get into something. I've noticed this firsthand in my life as far as, starting this podcast, starting businesses, trying to get people on board with what I'm doing it's difficult. Right? Like it's you fail a lot, you learn a lot, you tweak a lot, and you fail a lot again, and it's this cycle, right? And it's just part of the process. We all expect, especially this, my millennial generation, we expect to have these big results right away, and we don't have to wait for things. And that's just not the way it works, right? Once you learn to be okay with it, like everything is a process, it becomes a whole lot easier to put in the work and be able to accept that delayed gratification, right? Now, the world is very anti-delayed gratification. We want things, we want it now, right? Like that's the whole promise of the internet, is the promise of information at your fingertips, right? So there's this a reoccurring problem with a lot of us is that we're quitting too easily. Like we quit way too easily. We just give up on things. We don't see things through. We keep trying different things, but it's not working. So we just give up on stuff, right? But if you learn what to do in order to just keep going, like the possibility out there for you is that you literally never give up on anything. Like you are able and capable as a person to get whatever you want. To meet your goals, to meet your challenges, to rise up and actually be able to say, yes, I finished what I started. I achieved my goal. I hit my target, right? And it's hard to do. It's very, very hard to do. And the path to get there is filled with a lot of ups and downs. Like the line between where you are and success is never a straight line, right? Like you'll go up and you'll go down and you'll go sideways and backwards and diagonal ways and whatever ways. But if you get to success, at least you got there. If you hit your target, you got there, right? And there's going to be roadblocks. There's going to be stuff that comes up that makes you want to quit, and your mind will creep up and be like, well, it's not looking like it's going to work out for you. You might as well just give up now. You might as well just quit. And it's easy, right? Like that would be the easy thing to do. Like to just stop doing something. If you want to say, like, just take losing weight, for example. Like if you want to lose weight and you just can't seem to make progress, but you start getting up early, you start working out, you start running, you start dieting right, eating right. And, eventually it gets stressful. Like after a couple weeks, you're like, I don't know if I can do this. Like this is going to take a lot of work. This is just hard, right? Like it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be. You can't just expect things to just be like, well, I just want this, so it should manifest into my life. Like, no, man. It just doesn't work that way. So there's these roadblocks that come up, and they'll encourage you to, and they'll convince you that you don't need to push through it. You don't need to keep going. You just throw in the towel now, and things will just be better and be easier on you. But you know that the easy path is not the best path, right? That's where the majority of people go, down the path more traveled. Like Robert Frost said, two roads diverging of wood. I took the one less traveled, and it's made all the difference. The majority of people will take the road more traveled, which is the path of least resistance. The minority of people will take the harder path, the path less traveled. And though it is harder, though it is filled with more obstacles, though it is a test of your character, the end result is always 100% of the time more desirable and better if you take the path less traveled. It just is. Like, there are so many examples in my life I could share with you guys, and I want to keep these episodes short so I don't share a lot of them. One is to take this podcast. Like the act of doing this every day is something that sometimes I don't have time for, but I make time for it. I make time for it because I know you guys are expecting this show. I know you guys, the act of me coming on here and talking about these types of things means more to me and to you than it does to anyone else out there. So I make time for these, right? It's hard some days. It really is. Like, it was hard getting this thing started. It was hard figuring out, what I wanted to talk about, how I wanted to talk about things. It's hard coming up with different content to talk about that's not the same types of things. But it's something that I enjoy, and that it's the path less traveled, right? There's not a lot of people that do this type of stuff. But I know at the end of it, it's worth it, not only for me, but for you to come on here and hear this stuff every single day. And it works for me because it's almost a mode of therapy for me to get this stuff out and share it with you guys, right? So it's the path less traveled that leads to a better result. And it's easy. I could quit this tomorrow. I could just literally just say, nope, don't want to do this anymore. But the path of more resistance is to keep doing it, and to keep getting better, and to keep bringing you value, and to keep, trying to make this as big as I possibly can, right? It's tough. But it's worth it. So just remember, along your path to whatever you're trying to get to, there will be many opportunities for you to quit. There'll be many, it's like going down a highway, right? There's exits every few miles, right? You're staying on the highway, the path to where you're going. Oh, here's an exit option. Here's an exit option. It's that temptation to be like, nah, I'm just going to get off the highway. Nah, I'm just going to get off. No, I'm just going to divert. But if you keep going, your destination is at the end of the highway. It's not at the end of an exit. I mean, eventually you get off an exit wherever you're trying to get to, but you get my point, right? Like, there are always these opportunities that come along to exit your strategy, to quit. And not giving into that temptation is what will get you where you want to go. So my question for you as a wrap up today is this: where in your life are you finding are you seeing more opportunities to quit on something? And are you taking those opportunities, or are you passing them by? Write this down, journal it, whatever you got to do. But, this will help you realize whether you are taking the easy way out, or if you're someone that isn't taking the easy way out. And you can, think about this in your head, write it down in a journal, whatever you got to do. But think about, where are these opportunities that you're seeing to quit on things? And are you actually doing that? Or are you persevering through? That's my question for you today. So that's going to wrap up today's show. As always, thank you all for joining. Again, if you'd like to be a part of a one-on-one coaching experience with me, stick around here, listen to the ad at the end for some more details on that. As always, thank you all for joining. Really appreciate you guys. This is Dan Hafner signing off. Make it a great rest of your day. Thank you for listening to the Run Your Day podcast, a quick and powerful way to start your day and create more impact in your world. Whether you start your day listening to this podcast in the car, working out, or seeing your family out the door, the way you start your day is critical to the results you get that day. Once I took the steps to change my sluggish and lazy mornings into focused, power-filled routines, everything changed in my life. If you're possibly considering changing up your life, trying new things, or perhaps tackling a different approach to your morning, maybe it's time you had some accountability. Personal coaching, even online coaching, can create massive accountability for you, lead you towards the change you have been seeking, and ultimately get you the results you want. If this sounds like something you know you could benefit from, and you already love the show, try 1 week of one-on-one personal coaching from me, Dan Hafner, 100% complimentary free. Using the world's #1 online coaching platform, I will guide you through the process I used to turn my life around and show you how you can turn yours around. Don't start off sluggish. Start with a purpose. Click on the link in the notes part of this episode or go to www.coach.me/dhafner and join the Morning Alignment System Coaching Program today.